Welcome to Dr. Zoe Today, where the topics are always real, raw, and relevant about love, sex, and relationships. Warning, do not listen to this show if you are sensitive to controversial issues or easily offended. Dr. Zoe and her guests are not to be held liable for any shock, pissing of the pants, sudden desire of change, or uncontrollable laughter. Now, here's her host, Dr. Zoe.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Dr. Zoe Today. Tonight we have a treat for you. You might know him as Ashley Larry from The Chappelle Show. You might know him from MTV's Guy Code or Guy Court, or you just might be one of the millions of people he's entertained worldwide with his comedic genius. Either way, I have him with me here tonight, and we're going to be talking about his new movement, Save a Bitch. Yes, that's right, I said Save a Bitch. Welcome to Dr. Zoe Today, Donnell Rawlings.
Thanks for having me. I really feel like a special person. You said we have a special treat. It sounds like I'm like a sexual candy bar or something like that. We got a Snickers bar, we got an Almond Joy, and we got a Donnell Rawlings. Our special treat comes with chocolate and nougats and everything.
Yes. Tonight's show is with someone who I've recently coined comedy's exhibitionist. You may know him from MTV's Guy Code, MTV's The Substitute, or his various guest appearances on a multitude of popular television shows. You can also check him out on the upcoming True TV's Hair Jacked. All I know is this big funny guy is naked a lot. Welcome to the show, John Gabers.
Well, thank you for having me,
So are you baked, babe? Like, did you get baked out before the interview?
No, I know it's a stereotype of my online persona that I'm high all the time, but I am not currently baked because I take interviews and press seriously.
Oh, really? So serious. Tell my listeners how they can connect with you before we get started, so they can check out your upcoming events and stuff like that.
Size 38 double D is a nice way to connect with me.
How'd you know? How'd you know? For real?
I'm psychic.
Okay.
It's my telephonic telepathy. And a rum and coke with a gin martini is another way you can connect with me. If either of those two don't work, then you can connect with me at Donnell Rawlings. And I'm arrogant now. I like to say, just Google me, bitch. You'll find me.
Yeah. Also, Instagram and Twitter at Donnell Rawlings. You got both of those going on, too, and they can check out what you're doing. SaveABitch.com, DonnellRawlings.com. All right.
I'd like to say, for just the correct spelling, for all the white people that are fans, and I do have a lot of white fans, it's Donnell, Donnell, not Darnell, because a lot of people like to see Donnell and say, hey, Darnell, how you doing?
Double N, double L, Donnell, and Rawlings. Raw and Lings. So we got it.
You said raw like you about to be a rap artist. You like raw.
Our tag on the show is Real Raw Relevant, so you fit right in. All right, so tell my listeners where they can keep up with everything that you're doing on like social media and stuff.
Okay, Dr. Zoe's listeners, you can pretty much keep up with me on my Twitter at John Gabers or Instagram at GabersPics, or on the, if you're old-fashioned, just the World Wide Web, Gabers.com. That's also my Tumblr.
I want to talk to you about Ashley Larry. How did that character originate? Who came up with the idea?
Well, when I was working with Dave Chappelle, like when I was on the Chappelle show, I knew that I didn't have a lot of screen time, so whatever I did, I tried to maximize it, like with things physically that make me look like I was funny. So when I saw the script, I saw that this guy was wearing boxer underwear and just dress shoes and a pair of socks, and I was like, I really, really want to take it out the gate. So I was like, when I come to set, I want to be so ashy that you could write how much money that people owe me on the side of my leg. So originally he was Larry. I added the Ashley, and the iconic character Ashley Larry was born on the Chappelle Show.
So how did this all come about? How did you get your start in comedy and acting?
Well, I wanted to be an FBI agent, and so I went away to college as a biology major, and I figured I'd work in, like, forensics or profiling or something. Yeah. And then after about, like, 5 days of work, 5 days of school, I was like, fuck this. I can do, like, major in making TV. And then I thought I was going to be a director for a while, and then people started I always thought I was funny. I was always a class clown, but I never thought you could, like, translate that into something, and it turns out you can.
Right. So, like, what were you like as a little kid? Did you, like, run around naked to get a rise out of people?
No, I was a little shyer than that. I was always, I was always funny, and I was early developed intelligence-wise. Like, I was super smart.
Early developed intelligence-wise. Okay. So you're super smart. You're a super smart little kid.
Right. I truly believe I was as smart as I am now when I was like 10. So everyone thought I was like the next coming of a genius, and I had like all this like I thought I was going to be this genius. Then it turns out that I just never got any smarter. I just happened to be smart first.
Oh, gotcha.
So I never backed it up with anything. But when it first went down, everyone was like, "This kid's got potential." And then it turned out it's like, "Oh, he reached his potential at 10."
So you were like a good kid. You weren't a hellraiser.
I was a hellraiser in that I was a wise ass and like a partier, but I wasn't like my parents were super strict, so I wasn't like a punk.
Well, I know in one of the episodes on Guy Code, you said you like watched porn while your mom was asleep in her room or some shit.
Oh man, you really have done your research.
Not really. So is that true?
Well, my parents had the Spice Channel in their room.
So, like, your mom and pops would be asleep and you'd go in there and just kind of sneak?
Yeah, or when they weren't home, I was definitely up there. But then when my mom would be asleep, I'd go up there and just watch a little porno. Good times.
All right, so I know you've been traveling and you're always going to clubs, you're always hanging out with other celebrities and stuff. Now be honest with me, because this is Dr. Zoe, this is us talking. So did the ashy guy, did it fuck with your game with the ladies? Like if you're with like Kevin Hart and Snoop and there's like some dime pieces and it's just like, oh, there's that ashy guy. Did it ever fuck with your game?
It never fucked with it because you got to realize a lot of women like guys that they could help. If you're a dude that's moisturally challenged, see, it worked totally opposite of what you...
the guy who started Save a Bitch. Okay, go ahead.
No, who started Save a Bitch is going to finish Save a Bitch. You got Snoop Dogg standing there, and you got Kevin Hart standing there. Both of them look like they don't need anything. Then you got Ashley Larry standing beside him. What are the women going to say? Damn, he looked like he could use a rub down. He looks like he could get some lotion. So it worked in my favor. And what chick don't want to lotion a man up? You tell me one chick don't want to lotion that man up.
Have you gotten a lot of cocoa butter as gifts over the years?
Yo, I was on lotion so hard when I travel in my rider. I say that I want 20 ounces of lotion on ice before I ever hit any stage. So yes, I have got a lot of things. I won't say action. A lot of things in my favor because my skin is moisturally challenged.
So now you're going from ashy to classy. Is that correct?
Yeah, ashy is. I'm always gonna have an inner ash. It's good for every guy.
Inner ash.
Yep, an inner ash. That's the characteristic that women love. They look like an ashy guy. Looks like a guy that's gonna be something in life one day. He's gonna work towards something. These guys that are shiny and glistening and moisturized. Don't trust those dudes. A dude that don't need no lotion anywhere in his body don't need a woman for anything. He got everything under control.
So, like, a few minutes ago, you're playing fucking coy with me and saying, like, oh, no, I am pretty reserved and I'm a pretty good guy. And, like, you ate a snake carcass in college. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't it was a dead snake. I played rugby in college.
Carcass is pretty much dead, babe. So, like, yeah. But so how did that happen? And how did it taste?
Oh, well, I overheard someone say, Gabrus will do it, and I didn't know what they were referring to, and I was like, hell yeah, I will. What is it? And they're like, we found a dead snake. Someone should eat it. And I was like, I'm not eating that shit. And then someone's like, how about for $10? And I said, it's on. And I ate it, and it was truly awful. It tasted like a bleach-filled Gusher. If you've ever had that candy Gushers, it was like biting into that, and it squirted hot poison down my throat.
Ew. Like, were you okay after that, or?
No, I vomited a bunch, and called my then-girlfriend to say, I ate a dead snake, aren't you proud? And it was more like, then she called her friend's mom, who's a doctor, to make sure I was going to live. But that girlfriend is my now wife, so I didn't fuck up too bad.
Okay, so true intentions with this Save a Bitch movement. What's up?
The true intention of the Save a Bitch movement, I know from me being a guy that's been out in the streets and been out in entertainment a while, I know that there are women out there they go through the same trials and tribulation as men in their youthful ages, where they might like to be experimental and be a little bit more promiscuous than they really want to be.
Conspicuous and promiscuous,
yeah,
both.
African American. I'm getting it together. I'm working on that diction. But I think with some women, you have a place you come through a turning point in your life where you're tempted between temptation and salvation, and depending on who and what comes in your life, you can make a decision where you're going to be a chick that just has like slutty vibes or just doing things that are not acceptable when they get older. And I think that some of the images that we have on TV, some of the ways that we promote women with all these twerk dances, with all this overly sexual content, I think it may give some young women the wrong idea of what should be accepted by women. And as graphic and as provocative as the word bitch is, I think that there's a need for, some guys or some people to say, you know what, some of these bitches need to be saved. And some of them need to be saved in the financial arena, some of them need to be saved health-wise, and some of them need to be saved with culture. In my program, SaveABitch.com, we're taking non-traditional way of doing things with traditional way of doing things and trying to save these bitches one at a time.
All right, so dude, you're totally naked, like a lot. Like you got naked pics out there, naked vlogs, you pulled your junk out on MTV's Guy Code. I mean, you mentioned you're a big dude and you're built for consumption, and you're totally comfortable in your own skin, which is awesome, because like here on Dr. Zoe Today and everything that I do, we're always like telling people just be your authentic self. So I think it's awesome that you're just like this dude and you're just like, yeah, so what, fuck you, I'm naked. That's awesome. But what's up with the nakedness?
Well, first of all, if you look like me, it's funny when I'm naked. It's just always going to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, it'll always just get a laugh.
Did you just, like, strip down at a party one time and you got a great laugh, so then you were just like, fuck it, I'm going to be naked all the time?
I mean, yeah. I mean, in a nutshell, you're 100%, nutshell pun intended, you're 100% right. In college, me and my buddies used to do a mangina parade where you, like, tuck your dick between your legs. Like
you should totally do a stand-up comedy special, right? Because you're going to have your own, like, 1-hour comedy special that, everyone's going to buy, and the DVD is going to be out there. You should do it, and you should totally just do it fucking naked, the whole thing. Like, do it naked, just stand there and be naked. Or if you're not comfortable being naked that long, just have, like, a sock over your junk or something. I think that'd be hilarious.
I'm totally comfortable with. For a guy who's comfortable being naked, I really don't have much in the package area.
Well, wait. There's a picture out there where you were, like, photoshopped, correct?
Right. Someone photoshopped a dick on a pixelated, like I did a comedy video where we're out in the woods with dance belts on, and it's pixelated to look as if we're naked. And then somebody, I'm assuming one of my Bear Chaser fans, decided to Photoshop a dick on it, and God, did they endow me, and I am not complaining.
Okay, Bear Hunter fans, what's up with that? So that's a big part of your fan base. Or these, like, explain what that is to my listeners.
So a bear is traditionally like an oversized gay guy, or a big, hairy, bearded, broad-shouldered, barrel-chested.
But you're not hairy. You just have a beard, but you're not fucking hairy at all.
Yeah,
Are you?
No, I have no body hair. It's
okay, yeah. I remember you mentioning that.
It's on my face, my pubes, and like my butthole. That's about it.
Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Hey,
just for the record, face, pubes, and butthole hair, hairless everywhere else. So no chest hair, no back hair. But these are like mostly like Bear is a hairy big guy, right?
Right. But I think I become some sort of unicorn by the fact that I'm hairy from the chest up and like from the neck up and like thick and broad-shouldered, but I have no body hair. It makes me like some kind of special hybrid version.
Oh, a special hybrid version of a bear.
Men can tell a desperate woman. If you're going out to a club and you look like, I'm going to get somebody for some money, I want to get this guy, we can smell that. Not to say that we want to engage.
From a mile away. I always say that. You could smell desperation from a mile away, yes.
You can smell it from a mile away. Not to say that we won't be engaged, but we won't want to engage with you in the way you want to.
Right.
So first off, I said you can't look for a man to try to give you happiness. You have to find happiness in yourself, so you have to find your self-worth. You have to find things that motivate you, because that's the energy that we connect with. If we see a woman that's independent, a woman that's doing her own thing and that has her own mindset, we want to be a part of that. We don't want to be a part of just like, this bitch need us for everything. So going back to it, the young lady in that video, she was out there, and I knew somewhere deep down inside she had a good heart. She had a good heart. She had an opportunity to be loved. But until she found peace with herself, she wasn't going to find it. I helped with that, and also told her another art that she wants to learn. This is definitely a tough art, especially for the African American community. She had to learn the art of shutting the fuck up at the right time. Because some women know when to shut the fuck up, but it's not that we want you to shut the fuck up all the time. It's at the right time. There's an art to it. You can talk, but please know the art of shutting the fuck up at the right time. Understand? Yes. And understand this art. There's a lot of women out there that they have all these demands. I want a man to treat me like this. I want a man to treat me like that. He needs to do this. But they don't ever ask themselves, what do they want to do for their man for them to want to do certain things. Of course, you want that queen treatment, but until you learn how to treat a man like a king, nobody's ever going to treat you like a queen.
All right, so tell me something that people don't know, like about guy code. Like, for instance, what happens behind the scenes?
Well, it's, it's a fun show to do, and it's like tongue-in-cheek, especially for someone like me who's in their 30s and married and never really was a player. I've always been sort of a monologist. Someone who gives monologues.
Psychologist.
Technically, I am a monologist.
I'm a monologist, psychologist. Okay, so somebody who's basically, you've been monogamous.
Yeah, I've been with my now wife for almost 12 years.
That's crazy. And you're how old?
I'm 32.
32. So since you guys were, is she the same age as you? So since you guys were like 20?
Yeah, the day after my 21st birthday, we started hooking up.
We started hooking up, or dating.
Well, we were hooking up because you don't date when you're in college.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so, but how did you guys, give my listeners some tips, because that's what this show is about, real, raw, relevant information about love, sex, and relationships. And we have fun, and we're controversial, but we really want it to have a positive spin and encourage people to, keep their love life, stay monogamous, or keep their marriages spicy, or their partnerships. Tell my listeners some of your secrets to keeping this relationship good. 12 years is a long time.
Yeah, 12 years is a long time. And especially from 20 to 32.
Yeah.
Those are very
especially this day and age, Don. You guys have a lot to be proud of. So, tips, dude. Tips.
Well, this is a tip. I don't know. It worked for me. I can't promise it worked for everyone else. Find the perfect woman. I know that sounds like a cop-out. But, it was sort of a no-brainer for me, she's way out of my league, super cool, and understanding, and I guess that goes both ways for dudes. Try to be really attractive, but really cool and really understanding.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of mileage out of just trying to see things from someone else's point of view. And
so, communication, meeting halfway, or just kind of giving each other space. What would you say?
I would say, sort of a combination of the three things you just said. One thing that my wife and I are really good with is just sort of understanding the pitfalls of being grown-ups.
Yeah.
She's never been the person that's what do you mean you're going out with your friends? Or, wait, we haven't hung out in 3 days. Or, how come I never, we do miss each other and stuff like that, but we're both totally understanding of, we're going to be together for a while. If you happen to work late 2 nights in a row, and then have friend stuff you want to do 2 nights in a row, we got the rest of our lives, babe.
That's cool.
And it sounds so minor, but it really does go so far just to understand, minor shit like that.
Yeah.
And it just works.
She has her own career, too. I mean, it's not like your wife is oh, I'm home and I'm supporting my hubby. She's got her own shit to do, too.
She's got her own career,
doing her own
hobbies,
thing.
Her own
thing. Exactly. That's awesome. That's really cool. Tell me.
I would say for dudes and women alike, but coming at it from a dude's point of view, definitely be wary of a woman or a man if we flip the genders, or if you're gay and, same gender. Be wary of a partner who doesn't have friends or hobbies outside of you,
Yeah.
Like if you're their link to a social life or activities, and
that's so true. That's so true.
A lot of guys or girls or people, partners and couples will give up everything that they have about themselves, and their identity becomes Zoe's boyfriend or Zoe's husband.
Not Zoe, don't use me as an example, but clients of mine, yes. So, and I see it happen to people over and over and over again. I'm sure it's happened with some of your own friends where they get involved with someone and it's just like, okay, that's it. This is my 24/7 and that's all. It's just all about this relationship and we're going to be together and block everybody out. And then, you know what sucks for people like that is then they want to like have some space like down the road. So they go through like the beginning phase where like the sex is hot and the endorphins are flying and everything is just like, oh my God, we're so in love and the sex is great. And then like 6 months in, they're like, oh, I really want to do something with my friends. Oh, wait a second, I haven't talked to them in 6 months. You know what I mean? It's like, and they cut everybody off from their life, and then they can't.
I 100% know what you mean. People.
It happens all the time.
And then there's like bitterness and resentment in the relationship where you're like,
yeah.
Where were you? How come I can't go with you? It's like, well, I want my own life. And that's another thing that my wife and I think another part of our success is that we're both super strong personalities, which is a double-edged sword. It leads to some issues.
Yeah, you're going to bump heads every once in a while.
Yeah. Yes. But it also means that we are upfront with each other. And I know, like, the other thing is, too, and this is a minor thing, but I can go to a party that's where my wife knows no one, or I can go to a party with her where I know no one, and she can leave me alone for 2 hours, or I can leave her alone for 2 hours. We'll try not to do that. But if it happens, neither of us is upset. We can both make it work.
Right, or trust. And trust, like, dude, you can't do 12 years without trust.
Oh, yeah, and that's a huge part of it. And you do have to, like, trust is not something you earn once, you get a stamp, and you have forever. That's another thing I'll tell any relationship newbies. Trust is a constant thing that you have to be earning.
Donnell, this show is all about love, sex, and relationships, as you know, and you've shared with me that you've never been married and you never had any babies. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, especially for a black guy, people are like, how the hell did that happen? But it was one of those.
You don't got no babies out there hiding. No babies.
No. That's people always say that. You got any babies? Not that I know of. And if you show me a picture of an oily baby, there's no way I was going to claim it. You got to show me a picture of a 13-year-old teenager that doesn't wear lotion, and then that's when I'm going Maury Povich and say I want a damn DNA test. That don't look nothing like my baby. Look how oily his skin is. That don't look nothing like my baby.
All right. So seriously though, like, why haven't you ever gotten married? Just too busy with the career, or what?
I think that a lot of people make the excuse of their career, but one thing I will say, about being in entertainment, it's challenging on any type of relationship. I mean, especially being where you're in front of the camera and people see you. I mean, it's hard to be in a relationship where people don't have trust issues. And a lot of times that's their insecurities they're dealing with more than anything. But I think that, the thing that's driven me the most in my life, it hasn't been to be happily married after. It has been to try to get a certain amount of success. Right. And with that said, you compromise a lot of stuff in your life,
Right.
I'm not saying like, I don't need a family, I don't need kids. It's definitely something that I would want, but for the most part of my adult life, my center focus has only been, as they say in the street, to get this money, and I probably lost focus of some of the other jewels in life. But hopefully, with the right blessing and everything, that'll present itself to me. But right now, that's not a part of my life.
All right, every drug that you've done that you're willing to admit.
Well, I haven't really done much. I'm, I do a lot of pot and I just sounded like an ant. And I've dabbled in some other stuff. And, but I've always been like, and I hesitate to use the term legendary, but I've always been sort of a legendary drinker. Since I was 13, I was like out drinking.
Damn, are you serious?
Yeah.
I started drinking.
Yeah, I drank half a bottle of Absolute Citron at a bar mitzvah in 7th grade and didn't die.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
my gosh. So do you still drink like that? You're still drinking like crazy.
Yeah, I don't drink, like, I party. Yeah. I don't really drink. Like, I'll have a couple of cocktails every now and then, but I'm not the type of guy that, like, You know, my wife likes to every day or anything. My wife likes to have a glass of wine, which is not really drinking. She likes to have a glass of wine every day. I'm not even. I don't have beer every day.
Right. So you just go out and party, and when you do go out and party, you're like, "Fuck you, dude! I'm going to drink you under the table," basically.
I'm indestructible. That's what I like.
So who did you think was going to be cool but was an asshole?
I won't. Asshole's a tough word when I explain this. But no, when I explain this, I was at a club in Miami one night and I was having a good time, right? And I'm around a lot of celebrities. I don't really get too starstruck unless it's somebody that I grew up watching and I admire. Mm-hmm. But I was in a club one night and I was having fun. I was with my girl, whatever. We VIP, we popping bottles, we doing whatever you do in Miami. And this tall, dark guy walked past and I was like, oh shit! I looked up, it was Michael Jordan. Right, and I was so look. Listen to you. All I said was his name. You said, that is so wrong. But I'm gonna be totally honest. You know,
that's a nice tall dark chocolate bar.
I'll be honest. Chocolate. I said Michael Jordan.
That's like the ultimate chocolate bar right there. Okay,
but let me tell you something. I will say this, and not that I'm not attaching my sexuality, but when I did see Jordan for a second, I was like, damn. I don't care who you are.
Did you get a Woody? Did you get a Sunday?
That's just. Now you're exaggerating. You're exaggerating. You
know you got a little hard.
But my forehead started sweating a little bit. That's Michael Jordan. Come on.
Okay.
But I thought, because there's a lot of celebrities out here, a lot of names out here that are really fascinated and enjoyed the Chappelle Show, and this got me with some conversation with some like big names, and I thought when I saw Jordan, he would possibly be a fan of Chappelle Show. So I went up to him, and I did every catchphrase I ever did on Chappelle Show. I said, hit me 2 times. I'm rich, bitch! Right? And the last thing you want to do is look Michael Jordan in his face and say, I'm rich, bitch. That's Michael Jordan. And I could tell he didn't vocally say it, but his eyes looked like, I'm richer, bitch. And I think he went and plugged one of his cigar ashes on the top of my bald head.
Oh,
so
shit.
I won't say that he was an asshole.
For real, or is that bullshit?
No, that's a true story.
He asked on Ashy? He asked on you for real?
He asked on Ashy.
You were even more ashy that night, weren't you? All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to answer your questions with John Gabris.
All right. Hit that commercial. Enjoy.
Are you a leader in your industry? A high-performance male on the cutting edge of business, sports, or entertainment with no one you can trust to talk to about relationship, financial, or career issues? Dr. Zoe has been a confidant to men just like you for over a decade. Get the secret weapon in your corner and become one of her VIP clients today. Go to catapultent.com. That's KATAPULTENT.com. Or call 1-844-MY-Dr. Zoe. That's 1-844-MY-Dr. Zoe.
Let's get into these questions. I got questions from my listeners, and if you have any questions about love, sex, and relationships, you can go right on the Dr. Zoe Today app, and there's a tab. It says Ask Dr. Zoe. Boom, hit that, submit your question. It doesn't matter. This is 18 and up, so it doesn't matter how crazy it is. Or you could go to drzoetoday.com, and you can submit your question there about love, sex, and relationships. Donnell, are you ready?
I was born ready, woman.
Okay, all right. So we got a question from Mike. It says, I'm a club promoter and I hook up with different women every weekend. The problem is I can never get them to leave my crib in the mornings. How can I nicely get them to leave, especially since they never look the way they did in the club? It's honestly kind of scary. I woke up like this. Okay, so
I woke up like this.
I know. I want to do a spoof on that, and I want my hair to be all messy and my mascara, like down on my face, like I just fucked all night, and just sing that song. All right. So what do you say? What's a nice way to get a bitch to leave in the morning? And I shouldn't say that. Let's say, the ladies. How do you handle that situation?
This is like the old school way. You could just have one of your boys call you at a certain time. If you want her up like 9 o'clock, he can call you like at 8 o'clock and say it's some type of catastrophic emergency down at the club or something like that. That could be a good way. Or you could, all depends on how big your space is. You can, have your mom come over for a week and have her in one room. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, no chick. If you've been scandalous the night before that quick, nobody wants to have a conversation with your mother about what you want for breakfast. Or you could say, be straight up. This is one, and they get the message. After you've had crazy hot sex all night, whatever, and you know that point where you look up in the ceiling and everything, and she's laying there like, what's going to do next? Just say to her, what you about to do. And if a woman doesn't know that means get the fuck out, then, you don't know that person. You probably don't know him anyway.
Right.
Tell him to leave, son.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay. Okay, if you have a question about love, sex, or relationships, and you'd like to have me and my guests answer it, you can go to the Ask Dr. Zoe tab. It's right on the homepage of the app for all you people that are stoners. You just click on the Ask Dr. Zoe tab, and you can submit your questions there, or you can go to drzoetoday.com. All right, Gabriel, you ready to answer some of these questions? We get some crazy ones sometimes, so let's see what we got. You ready?
I can handle it.
Okay, let's go. Mike, I'm a senior in high school, and I have a really hot calculus teacher. She's always bending over my desk so I can see her cleavage and picking up stuff off the floor to show me her ass. She winks at me in the halls, and she always licks her lips when she talks to me. To be totally honest, I want to fuck the shit out of her. So my question is it wrong to have sex with your teacher? I am 18. What do you say?
What was this dude's name, Mike?
Yeah.
Mike, welcome to the club of dudes who want to fuck their teachers. The population of that club is every single dude that ever went to school.
The question is, should he fuck her or not? He's 18, so I think what it is, Mike, is that you feel like because you're 18 years old, it's okay. But it's really not appropriate, but because you're 18, I guess it's not illegal. She probably would get in trouble.
Oh, I bet it's illegal by, like, school standards.
Right,
Why
exactly.
don't you just say, if you're 18 and still in high school, that means ideally you're in your last year?
Yeah.
Just wait until you graduate and then hit her up. Just so you know, women don't always bend over your desk just to show you cleavage. It might be to help you learn. She doesn't bend over your ass. She might be just picking stuff up, and you might be sexualizing her. It's not her fault for being attractive.
He said that she winks at him in the hall and licks her lips when she talks to him, though.
Okay, that's a lot, and I wonder how. Hey, that's fucking awesome. Just beat off until graduation. May?
All right, sounds good. I agree with you about waiting until he graduates and then head her up. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. Samuel writes in, he put, I want to break out in the adult entertainment industry, but I feel like no one will take me seriously because not only am I black, but I'm a little person. But I have a full-size penis, and I'm really good in bed. Dr. Zoe, do you have any connections or advice? First of all, I would say don't give up on your dream, little man with the big penis. Don't give up on your dream. And I don't have any connections for you. That's not my forte. But I will say, I'm sure that's already out there. I'm sure there's a little people porn industry somewhere that you could find out about. Donnell, you know anything about this? What you got to say to Samuel? Samuel's a little man.
I'll say, I don't know who wants to be a porn star. I have a friend that's a porn star, and the way he got discovered, this girl sat on his lap. She was like, damn, you should do porno. The same girl sat on my lap was like, damn, you should tell jokes. So, I don't know if I connect with you in that sense, whatever, but get some references. I think you know that you could possibly have a porno career when chicks start saying, damn, you should put that dick on film. And if they say that, then you just, send out a YouTube joint. Get social media involved, son. Go out there. Let the streets call for you.
There you go. Marissa writes in, she put, I did a little snooping around my fiance's apartment and found an entire dresser drawer full of weed, bowls, pipes, bongs. I mean, like a lot. We've smoked maybe 2 or 3 times together in 2.5 years. We've been together. I had no idea that it was a regular thing for him, and by the looks of it, of how much stock, quote unquote, he must smoke like constantly. If I can't even tell that he's been high our entire relationship, will I really like him when he's not high? So she's basically, I think what Marissa is trying to say is that she found a bunch of paraphernalia and weed in her fiance's drawers. And shame on you, Marissa, for snooping, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. And now she's wondering if he's been high the entire relationship, if she's going to like him when he's not high.
Now, here's my question. It's fiance? Is that what you said?
Marissa.
Oh, I thought you said that...
Yeah, it's her fiance.
Well, if you got to this point without knowing, that's a lot. Like, you know, maybe... There are people who are truly functional stoners. You know?
Of course, yeah.
It sounds like this dude might be. If he proposed to you and you were into it, like, he got far. Now, and if Marissa finds it to be a true issue, why not, like, my wife will sometimes say to me, and I'm totally understanding, John, don't get stoned tonight. Let's just hang out and talk. You know, I don't like it when you're stoned all the time. And I totally get that. You might not think you're being different, but it matters to some people, you know? So bring that up with him. And also, if you haven't noticed at this point, he might be just very good at being high. And if you've only gotten high a couple of times together in the last 2.5 years and you're not 100% against it, a couple that smokes together stays together. Trust me.
I say just let him stay high. I mean, if he obviously, you've been with him 2.5 years, you know, you love this guy, you're engaged to him, so what if he smokes a little bit more than what you know? I say just, you know, keep going with it. Don't make a huge deal about it. Okay, somebody...
let me just tag on that. As long as he's not purposefully hiding it from you.
Right, that's true too, because that would be a form of dishonesty, right.
And for him too, so he shouldn't have to live life hiding a big part of his life from you, and you shouldn't have to live with someone who's hiding something from you.
That's true.
As long as it's not like maybe you're just not noticing it. If you've lived together or you're engaged and you don't know how much, maybe he doesn't smoke that much, he just has a lot because it's not something you throw out. It's drugs, you know?
Okay, anonymous person wrote in and said, I had a threesome with a woman and another man. After a long night of way too many drinks, as I was having sex with the woman, the man came up behind me and was doing some things I normally would have flipped out over, but I was so drunk I went with it. They both attend the same college as me, and I felt really weird about the whole experience. Do you think the saying, it's not gay if it's a three-way, is true? No, I don't think it's true. I think drunk or not, you still have some kind of consciousness about what the fuck you're doing.
So wait a minute, it was two girls and a guy? Or two guys and a girl?
No. It's a guy that had a threesome with a woman, and the other man came up, and he says the man came up behind me and was doing some things I normally would have flipped out over. And he says, is it true, the saying, it's not gay if it's a three-way? What do you think? So basically, he let the guy fuck him up the ass when he was messing with this woman, and he says it was because he was drunk, and it's really uncomfortable because they all go to the same college. So.
I think when it comes to something like that, you're no different than what a woman says. When a woman says, oh, my God, I banged 4 of those guys because I was drunk. A lot of times it wasn't because you're drunk. It's because of something that you wanted to do deep. And when I say this literally for him, it's something that you wanted to do deep inside. So you're only kidding yourself if you say it's something that the minute you say it's normally, the minute that you say normally it's something I wouldn't approve of, then you've already mentally you've been challenged. And if that's the life you want, go with it, son. That's your choice.
Go with it, son. So it is gay, even if it's a three-way. Okay, Anonymous, you got that? Stressed writes in, I fucked up with the girl that I love. We broke up about a month ago. I'm dating this really hot chick just to make her jealous, and it's working. I think my ex wants me back. The problem is the dumb hot girl that I'm currently dating thinks she's pregnant. Should I dump her anyway? No, dude, you can't like back out on that. If you got this girl pregnant, you need to find out like what your options are and make the best choices that you both agree on. And no, you can't just like back out of your responsibilities. I don't think you just turn your back on the dumb hot girl and say, I'm out. You gotta, first of all, man up to your responsibilities, but I don't think that it's gonna keep you from being with your ex if you guys want to get back together, because you can't like act like you want to be in this relationship with this other girl you were just using. But like, this is a problem, guys. Wrap it up. You guys out there that are listening that are so fucking stupid and you get yourself into situations like this, I hear about it every day. Some guy getting some chick pregnant. Thank God you're not catching anything else except baby's mamas. But, I mean, really, come on, just wrap it up. Do something. Like, be proactive in making sure you're not, you know, creating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it drives me crazy. But what would you say, John? What would you say?
I would say, for starters, fuck you, Stressed. You should not refer to a woman who's willing to sleep with you as the hot, dumb girl, okay? That is a awful thing to call someone, even if she is stupid as fuck and hot as fuck. If she's gracing you with her vagina, you should treat her with... Especially if she's potentially the mother of a fucking child of yours.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
And also, don't date someone just to make your ex jealous. If you really were still hung up on your ex, don't move on just yet. But I will say, if it is working, talk to this new, as you call her, I'll just say hot girl, you know, keep just the compliments in there. I will tell hot girl, hey, look, let's discuss. Let's get a test. Show me the test. And what do you want to do about it? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Let me know, and let's make a choice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. Give me I'm a rich bitch before we go.
You know what? That phrase has been getting me in trouble because every time I go somewhere for dinner, people, when a check comes, they say, I thought you was rich, bitch. So my new phrase going into 2015 is give me the money, support, save it, bitch. I'm broke, bitch!
Thanks, Donnell. We'll have you on again.